Winston City Council, January 5th, 2026, 7 o'clock p.m.
She won't be here. She will not be here, so her grandson is. I should have told you.
Well, maybe Ellen will give me a credit card to pay for that.
Just remove her. Yes.
Not permanently.
No.
Night. I don't know if you all noticed, they made your name brand new name. Over the holiday, I got them all tidied up and,
The old ones were a little banged up. So.
yeah, they were just banged up, and now we have the council and the ones that were been renewed.
Thank you for coming. Let's all stand and say pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call. Councillor Wiggins.
Here.
Councillor Hudson. Here. Councillor Cunningham.
Here.
And Councillor White is excused. Grandchildren. And Mayor Knudsen is here. Thomas, are there any adjustments to the agenda?
Yes, Your Honor, there's two adjustments to the agenda. Number one, we'd like to add a item 7D, like David. That's under new business. And that would be the consideration of Mike Schneider's application on boards, commissions, committees, and then a very nominal executive session at the end under ORS 192. That's
Remind
it.
me, okay?
Certainly.
Okay. Consent agenda, approval of the council minutes for December 1st, October 6th workshop, and November 3rd, all 2025.
I move to approve the council minutes for the three that we're talking about.
And a second?
Second.
And, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, passes. Acceptance of minutes for boards and committees. We have the traffic and public safety for April 28th and the economic development for December 10th, 2025.
I make a motion that we approve both minutes.
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Okay, comments from the audience. Anyone wishing to discuss items not covered on this agenda is welcome to address the City Council as a whole. Please state your name and address for the record. Each speaker will be given a maximum of 3 minutes. Speakers may not defame, intimidate, or use profanity or personal affronts. The council reserves the right to delay action until they have full information on the issue. Would anybody like to come up?
Hi, my name is Cheryl Starr.
Hi, Cheryl.
I 13936 Looking Glass Road. So I don't know if you guys heard today, but we had a little 5-year-old right in front of my house that was hit at the bus stop. Okay? Well, this is how I go out to skip my mail at night. And I have this on my arm. I could either blink, or if the car's coming over the mountain, because I'm right over that little incline. I was here, I think you guys remember, the Postal Service won't deliver to my house because of the fact that they have to cross the street. Well, when I cross the street, I have to go like this. And I wave, and I have flashlights. I always carry my phone for 911 calls, and this is how I go out. as many lights. And as I come back, I'm going like this down the street. So people will see me. Not only since about November, I've only been hit maybe tried to be hit 5 or 6 times. Every time I pull out my driveway, it is an act of danger. I'm going to be hit by that coming over that hill, people speeding. I actually came in and I said, you know, we need to do something about it. And then it's been about 2 years ago, maybe. My mail gets delivered to me, but I have to pick up my packages across the street. So I have to cross the street, and I get off at Mercy Medical Center at 6:30 at night. So it's dark. So I have to cross. There's no light. And if you wanted to see, I just filmed this tonight. There is no, this is how it is. Real dark.
Yeah.
Okay? I have no lights. We have no lights. We have petitioned to get lights. Was there a light? No. We were told, okay, we're going to, at Plum and Apollo, that's where it happened, this little girl, 5-year-old girl. Just so happens, I was in my shower just cleaning it when it all happened. Well, I have a therapy dog. I go in and I get called. I get my therapy stuff down at the volunteer services because I work there as a respiratory therapist. And I get called to go to ER. We have a 5-year-old. Okay, I didn't know. I thought maybe an appendectomy or something. I get up there and I'm talking to the parents. I says, oh, is she going to have surgery? And they said no. And the great aunt works here. And I came in today, and these people I don't even know, they live on Plum Street, I said, well, where did this happen? They told me about the accident. She had some severe injuries. And I said, where did it happen? They go Plum and Apollo, and I'm looking last, and I says, I will go, if you let me, I will go to the city hall, because I don't want to get in trouble for HIPAA. They go for it. I says, I will personally hire a lawyer or something, because this is getting out of the hand. I told you last time, coming over that hill, someone's going to hit somebody. It happened today. A 5-year-old. This little 5-year-old's only about this big, maybe about 35 pounds. She was life-flighted out.
Oh,
So what are we going to do with it? Can we get some lights? Get that beacon. We were told 2 years ago we had $1 million policy or $1 million thing here that we were going to get a beacon or a stop sign at Apollo and Plum because they barrel over the hill. I even said I would go onto Amazon and I would buy my own speed bump. I'm tired of it because there's like 3 of us and the city manager came out there and he walked the street and said, this was all done wrong. This is such a hype. You can't even hear the cars coming over. We have no street light at any place that we can see. And it is dark. I want you guys to drive by there and come and sit in my driveway and try to pull out during a busy time. You will not like it.
No.
And I said, last time, I says, what, is something going to be done? Or is somebody going to have to be killed? I would have rather me be hit than this little 5-year-old girl.
She didn't die.
No. But we could have had a fatality.
Well,
We could have.
fight it out
Well,
tonight.
I'm sure it's chief of police. You heard about that today?
Yeah, I do. I did
Okay,
hear about it.
there you go. This is such an emergent thing right now because my girlfriend across the street, we have to wear headlights. We both work at a medical facility. We wear headlights and we are winging our phones. So people, I'm sitting there going like this when the car comes over. I have had to jump onto because I live across the street. I have to jump onto the curb, hug my mailbox sometimes because it just whips past my coat. Nothing was done about it, except I'm getting my mail now, and Lori Sinclair's getting her mail. But, this is getting ridiculous.
I agree.
April 28th for the traffic safety, I wanted to oppose that, but I didn't think I could. If it was my 5-year-old grandson, oh my gosh. And I even told the parents, I am fighting for this little girl. I don't even know her name. Don't even know her name.
I'm glad you
And her aunt worked in there. And when I came today to complain about this, And I said, something's got to be done, and I will be the woman to do it. Because I'm not going to have a child hurt on my watch in front of my house.
Mayor, can I speak
Yes,
on that?
please, please,
So,
please, please.
I don't doubt that that's a problem. I've worked here for 30 years and I know the intersect,
Yeah.
the hill and stuff. The county turned that over to the city after they redid it years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they increased the speed from 25 to 30 on top of it.
They did.
That being said, the accident occurred on Apollo Court where a van was going up the hill and bumped the kid, hurt the kid. But
Right
she
at
was
the
in
bus
a-
stop. At the bus
It was
stop,
act- it was
yeah.
actually on Apollo Court though. It wasn't
Yeah,
on
and
the
she was
bus.
turning up, and she hit her. Was speeding to get her daughter there.
They dumped the kids off.
Yeah.
Okay, and then she was going home up the
Yeah.
hill.
So, okay,
Yeah.
can we,
This accident doesn't relate to the speeding on Looking Glass, is my point.
But-
I
but
don't
it's on a
disagree
big-
with the call.
55 to 60. And if you remember, I'm sure you'll remember this. I had the guy that was coming up, and he was just blowing past, almost hit me, and I said, slow down. And what did he do? But a gesture, like this to me.
Yeah.
And I go, really?
Yeah.
Good job.
Okay.
And he turns around and comes back and apologizes to me.
oh, that was nice.
And yeah, that's what I told him. I said, you have a lot of integrity. But this has to stop because we told them that there are, I think I came to 3 or 4 of these meetings and I said, there's kids that are there. It's dark. It's so dark. There's no lights.
Is there a way that the school district or somebody can put up a shelter with lights on it for the children that is right
How about
there?
a street light?
Well, that's
I mean, that-
another option, but
I don't know where the power is there. I mean, the last street light I did it back in the 90s, and that was on Joel Allen Court, I think.
that's over there.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as getting the
Yeah.
light, we had to go through that. It was a big process, a big money component to the involved in that. I know where she's talking about. It is a very dangerous area.
It's super
But
dangerous.
I don't know how you fix that. Again, I'm not an engineer, I don't know that. I will tell you that, during this accident with this girl, I had an officer actually on Timber Terrace dealing with kids at a bus stop, and he was there for 30 minutes when that accident happened. So we can't be everywhere, right? We
No,
want to be.
but we can have a
But-
light. And like you
Yeah, I
guys
don't-
promised
I-
us to have a beacon there.
I
So
don't
these
remember
kids,
that. I'm trying to-
they said there's that $1 million, they're gonna put beacons up here and they said we could even put a stop
I
sign
don't
there.
know about that.
And then, I even suggested, like in California, they didn't care if it's a busy street. I go to California all the time. They have these little, not speed bumps, and somebody says, well, we'll get complaints because trailers going over there.
We don't
Well, they
care.
shouldn't be going that fast. There's speed bumps about this wide, only about this high,
There's
and there's
humps.
just humps. They're little humps,
Yep.
and that's what we need. Try going to get my mail sometime.
Mayor, if I may,
Please.
I would like to have, you can dress me in orange and I'll still hit me. I mean, so, and I'm gonna push my, like I told him, I will push my wheelbarrow out there. Cause I take my,
Do that.
well, no, I
No,
take
I
my
was-
step, I'm taking my branches and step across the street because we have a hole to put them in.
Mm-hmm.
And how many times I've almost been hit, I can't even tell you. I've had to run past her. You don't want this old lady running.
Thomas, you were going to say something?
Cheryl, I do, thank you, Mayor, members of council. Cheryl, I do remember a
Tracy.
couple of years ago, the discussion, I remember it was the height of the mailboxes down there that was
The
the
height of
problem.
the mailboxes, but
Yeah.
then the mail people came, we're not doing it because the speed. And I said, why don't you guys put, well, Chad, they said, why don't we put a light there? And then we also said at the top of that little knoll, they need to put a speed bump. They need to put, or a hump. They need to put like humps there every day. The police cannot sit on I-5. I said, deputize me, I'll make money for this city.
It's true, my predecessor did go out there, Mark Bauer. I don't know the nature of that
He said
visit.
it needed to go down 4 to 5 feet,
Okay.
the whole road.
You-
They did it wrong.
Yeah, you would know better than me. The road was done by the
By the
county.
county.
And it was eventually annexed in, and it was given over by the county because of the properties that were annexed. So we inherited it, so to speak. That's no excuse. The safety situation, that's on us. But there is a history there. I drive there every day to go home to the western side of the city. And I know that when people turn off a 99, they have a certain speed in their head. And I know that going down hills makes it worse. It's just the trajectory. Just by natural volition, it just seems like people do.
It's not even coming up. You have to go 40, and then it goes 30. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then coming this way, it should be slow. But it's 30. We come up over a hill. It's a blind spot. You can't even see my driveway. We've asked for blind driveways, and we are taking a chance every single time. And I even left here saying, "Wait until I'm killed, or one of us is killed." Well, we almost did it today, and that's the reason I'm here today.
I do want to say this because it's a real gut check. This one hit us a little bit home because Marlene, that helps us with all of our payroll diligence, she comes in twice a month. She's been helping the city for a number of years. It's her great niece, so we're getting information. We checked in with her, offered our support. The young gal is, what we understand, is being taken up to Eugene and has a broken leg and is getting an operation associated with that.
You should have been. So I take my dog in there, as she's a therapy dog, and my dog couldn't even. The scream through the emergency room with her doors closed was horrific.
Bottom line
And
is,
I
what
know
do
that
we do
I-
about this?
Yeah, I work at the hospital. I know you did. If you see a 5-year-old child coming in dead, let me tell you, it's the worst day of your whole life.
So as soon as I found out about it, the chief will tell you, I called him. We conferenced on it. We need to pull speed data. That investigation needs to flush its way out, especially with the collision. But we need to pull speed data on it, and we need to figure out a ramification that would allow safety to be increased. And I don't know what that looks like, if it's decreasing the speed or if it's, we can budget for more lighting. An illumination situation is a money, that's all it is.
Well, you
We
guys
can-
said it was too much, and I even said, I'll pay for it. You guys put it up, I'll pay for it. We just need lights.
Do solar.
I mean, come on, we gotta protect our children.
Okay, I agree with you. I agree with you, but I'm going to say this, and it's not going to be taken very well, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm sending my 5-year-old child out into the dark without a light at a bus stop. I'm going to be there with a flashlight.
The mom was there.
The mom was there and kept the child out of the road.
The mom was there. I'm not sure how that happened, if they were crossing at the time. Not sure.
It wasn't on Looking Glass at all. It was on
Apollo.
Apollo Court. So she was leaving the house on Apollo with a lady that was in a minivan that sees the kids go by every single day, and she waits there after she drops her kids off to go back up to the house. She didn't see the last little kid come across the road, and she hit the kid. And it was going, she's actually accelerating up the hill. So it was not speed related. It was a lack. It was basically a small kid that walked in front of a vehicle. They couldn't see the kid. That's what this one was. I mean, I get her focus, her complaint.
I do too.
But it's
I do
not
too,
connected.
but-
These are two different issues. I don't disagree that needs to be looked at, but it's not related to a kid getting hit on Looking Glass. It wasn't
So-
on Looking Glass.
The
If I
bus
got-
stop is on Looking Glass, though.
Excuse me.
Yeah, of course it
It's
is.
on Looking Glass.
So I'm trying to digest this, okay? So the incident did not happen on Looking Glass.
It was
correct?
right off of Looking Glass.
It's
I
on
did-
Apollo Court.
Yeah.
On Apollo Court.
Yeah.
But the complaint is on Looking Glass. Is that correct?
It's on Looking Glass, but Looking Glass, my driveway is 100 feet to Apollo Court. It's right there. Plum and Apollo Court are right across the street with Looking Glass right in the middle of it.
Okay, I'm just trying to get
Yeah.
a picture of this.
So Plum is on one side, Apollo's going up the other one. Their bus stop is at Apollo and Looking Glass.
Okay, on the corner.
Yes, on the corner.
All right. I'm trying to get a picture of this. I'm not, okay?
Yeah, but I'm standing up here for the 5-year-old. I don't even know her name. Like I said, I have it. I don't know her name, but it hit hard because I have a 5-year-old grandchild.
Yes.
Mayor, if I may, we don't have a solution for you off the cuff. This happened this morning, and we can certainly investigate it, but Looking Glass needs to be studied. That's...
Absolutely.
And so that's the only way you're going to be able to develop a viable engineered solution
Like the
to help
parents
safety.
said, they have had their mailboxes taken out. They had to move the mailboxes. Well, my girlfriend across the street had an accident that rolled over into her yard.
house,
And many times I had people coming up over the hill, hit my rocks, and then come off the sidewalks. And they want.
I think she needs to bring this to traffic safety and let them roundtable it. and then bring it to council and
I
what
think that's
actions we
a
do.
good idea.
Well, Chad's on the safety committee,
Yeah.
and he said he was doing all this, and I don't know. I don't even know, I haven't gone over to Chad's house to tell him that this has happened. But, you know, I've had people come up around that little corner and hit my rocks, and it's like, oh my God, another one. You know, really, if I'm out there gardening, I'm gonna be hit.
You know, the thing is, don't get me wrong on this, okay? Is that at middle school, we didn't even have a crosswalk. We got a crosswalk in there.
Nothing was done.
And people didn't pay any attention to it. Then we finally got around to getting a stop sign there.
And a crosswalk.
My wife has almost been hit, I don't know how many times, of people coming down that hill. I'm not making excuses.
No, I know,
Okay.
because I've been there
And
too.
coming down that hill and not even slowing down at the stop sign.
I think we
Okay?
need to get
So
a little
the problem
bumps around
is-
here.
The problem is, as I see it, is that if you put up say a speed sign, you're gonna have people that will disregard that, as some of our traffic things that we have seen come through there, okay? If you put a stop sign there, you're still gonna have people that aren't. So my conundrum on this is, what is and this is why we need to investigate, is what is the best possible way that we could do it? Now, as with the speed bump, okay, that can invite danger. And here's the danger, even though it's a small one, all right? Somebody can come over at their fault and hit it hard and throw out the lining of that car, blow out a tire, and guess who's liable for it? No, we are.
It's our jurisdictional right of way. That's why a lot of municipal incorporated areas don't entertain those in the streets that are owned by the city, because we would have some inherent liability, and that means insurance claims are being paid by citizens.
How about
It's-
putting up speed cameras and giving them tickets?
They're only allowed in certain cities in Oregon. We are far from the population. I think it's like 150,000 people or something are allowed in Oregon for speed cameras.
Well, something needs to be done, and if it's a stop sign at every place,
That's why you have the study.
Yeah,
What
but-
Mr. McIntosh said is what you do. You do the
it's been
streets,
studied the last time I was up here too.
And they have to do some map follow through.
Something has to be done.
Yeah.
My 3 minutes is up.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
okay. I gotta go because I gotta get up at 4 in the morning.
Thank
Have
you
a nice
very
night.
much. Come on up.
I'm Corinne Whittemore,
Hi, Corin.
and I represent AERP Tax Aid.
Hi.
And this is my annual visiting the city council to ask permission to use one of the city spaces. This year, we got moved from the community center to the city hall, right here. And we're gonna make it work. I think it's gonna be good. The gal who helps us didn't put together an invoice, but I still kind of think that somewhere you might have a line item or something, because we'll be here and helping to use the utilities. So again, I ask permission to use your space. We help low-income taxpayers. It's a free service, and we did almost 400 taxes last year. That doesn't include the people who we've asked questions of, or they ask us questions. So yes, again, I'm here. And also, I just really want to say thank you, because we like doing this, but we need a space. We're a nonprofit. We don't have the money to pay for a space. So on one hand, please give us permission again for this year. And the other hand, thank you very much.
You're welcome. I came in Saturday. I have coffee with Christy on Saturday, and was amazed when I walked in and, oh, the tables and chairs are all lined up. Yeah. So
Yep.
hopefully it was put back together for you on when you came in today.
Well, we put tables and chairs in there and did our first training last week or whatever it was. And so they say that we're allowed to just leave it set up? the
Yeah,
way
no,
we
it
got
worked, it was
Yeah.
fine, I would do it when we.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Before you sit down,
Yes.
could you maybe explain to the audience about the big change in the Social Security, even though these people are far too young to get it?
The big change in the Social Security. Okay, I've only gotten so far in my training, so I haven't encountered that yet. We're still working on tip income, and there's an interest on car loans that we have to take a look at because it's sort of new this year.
Well, would you mind then if I just make a comment on it then? Because I've been studying
Go
it.
for it.
If you make less, if you're married, combined, if you make less than $150,000 a year, which probably affects most of us, your Social Security, there'll be virtually no tax, if any tax at all, on your Social Security if you are above a certain income. Because like I'll use myself, they tax my Social Security because my threshold is higher, but that's gonna go away. And so it could affect some people in their Social Security very, very much so, okay? And then also too, you probably already noticed a nice increase in the Medicare. My wife's Social Security went up a whole $4.
How about $1?
Wow. So anyway, I just
We're all
wanted-
excited.
Mine
So
too.
guys, great raises.
I just thought I'd throw that out there
Yeah.
because that's good information to know.
Yeah.
Mayor, very quickly, council, I do want to thank Corin and the AARP organization. They were nice enough to work with us and move down here and use a vacant space with the endeavor. We all know the financial strains that the community center is in, so we're trying to free it up to get as many rental revenues as we can. So they were good enough to work with us. The only way that you can charge a fee is if it's declared in the fee schedule. And we don't have anything in that room. So we are essentially just giving it to you, no charge. So there isn't really any action needed other than we give you all of our viable support
Thank you.
That's
for what
great.
it's worth.
That's wonderful.
And thank you for coming back again this year.
So then all I have to do is say thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
There's no age limit or income
There you go.
limit on having AARP Tax Aid help you with your taxes.
That's even better.
Yeah.
That's even better. Good to know. Anybody else? Thank you, ladies.
Just real quick, I wanted to just,
Who are you?
oh geez, who am I? Today, I'm Terry Fink, 1100 Abraham Avenue. Hi, I just wanted to make sure that the meeting for the traffic and public safety is not in the agenda. It's next Monday at 7, since the young lady that was here earlier referenced the minutes. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't in the one that I received.
It's not.
By email.
So it's on,
Okay,
It's on the 12th
on 12?
at 7
thank you, Terry.
at the police department.
Oh,
Yes, not here, it's at the police department.
Thomas, it might be an idea to get a hold of that lady and let her know, because she may not know about that.
Yeah.
Chad is the vice chair, so if she's
Mhm.
dealing with
She's
Chad,
gonna
he
get-
would know.
you'll
but-
know.
Yeah,
Tell her.
okay.
Yeah, he should.
I got it down either way. We'll make sure. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you.
safety, I was trying to swear. Okay. Okay, would anybody else like to come talk to us? All right. Reports, boards, commissions, committees, and schools. Douglas High School. Any representatives?
Doesn't look that way, Mayor. Didn't make it.
That'll skip right on to economic development for December. Mr. Cunningham.
Basically, we did not have a quorum. So the minutes was approved when a quorum was present. However, community development, Landon, city planner, reported that the city approved phase 2 of the Lance Short 57 lot development, and it's close to being finalized. Was it 23? How many lots is that are we talking about?
First phase is 20 on the dot, I believe.
Okay.
Yes.
57 total.
Yep.
For all
57
three.
total.
Yep.
Which, for a small community, that's significant. Okay. The next road to Tokay project 123 is lots approved. Sidewalks for Cary Street for Safe School grant is being proposed. Mike Kelly has made an application for a zone change on an apartment complex on Brockway, excuse me.
Okay.
And that is not exactly a small project. We're talking how many units?
The number is still tentative based on their zoning request, and it's upwards of, I believe, in the 300 range.
Which part?
Is that on the east side of Brockway?
We do have to tread lightly with this because you are the appellant body.
They're the
It's
deciding body.
it's a plan amendment zone change.
Oh, well,
so
then we'll just go on from
Yep, we'll
Yeah,
have
but at least we can mention it.
to. Mhm, Yep.
Okay. And then we received a grant for a sewer extension, and if I remember right, that was close to 1 mil. Is that correct? 1 million.
947,000. Yes, sir.
And that's for the extension of the sewer line going on at high school in that direction. That's, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, that's $1 million saved from the sewer fund, which directly you pay for. So we went out, and thanks to the city planner and the city manager and public works for getting that $1 million. That's a big chunk of money. Okay? And analysis grant for $70,000 that was approved for the needs on businesses. That was another grant that we got for $70,000. And none, excuse me, the Red Barn dispensary needs a business application. That's in the mill probably. And system development charges are being discussed for storm sewers. Chamber of Commerce reorganization is being done. They have now a full board with 20 current members, and their meeting was the 11th of December at 6 p.m. And that's really about it, except under new business. We have a sewing machine operator, Thomas Construction Pathway. I wonder if he's a singer.
It's in our
Yeah, Joe.
minutes, or it's in our agenda.
Okay. And so we'll go make a bet on this. I wonder if he's a singer. And also for the good of the order, the city conference is in Canyonville, and many grants are available, and the city will need to prioritize, in which, stepping on a little bit, we'll be having a meeting, a workshop to prioritize grants, find out which is the most important ones, and then we'll go after them like we do with everything else. And I strayed a little bit, but that was additional information.
All right, next we have Friends of the Winston Library, Mr. Hobson.
Yes,
Thank you.
Winston board, the library board met on December 10th. I was looking at the minutes, November 13th. December 10th, we had a very short meeting. We did have a couple of prospective volunteers come to our meeting. They just happened to pop in. We welcomed them and got their information, and so we have a couple of volunteers. The meeting was fairly short. We discussed the STEM event, or STEAM event. I call it STEAM, she called it STEM. I think it also included arts, so I call it STEAM event. Saturday, December 30th, and it was very well attended. Probably 30 to 40 kids were there, off and on. They came and went, but the ones that were there, I went for about an hour and watched them, and they were having a lot of fun. And, Winston Library hosted it, but Myrtle Creek Library, Riddle Library, and UCC also were there, and I think it was a very, very positive event. We discussed the holiday closure days. That was from the director. The treasurer report will come at our next meeting, council meeting on the 20th. I think our director will be here for the budget and finance and insurance questions that we had, and she will present it to the council on the 20th. So that was basically the meeting.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm glad that was really well attended.
Yes.
Kids needed something to do.
Yes.
Okay. Department reports. Community Development, Landon Stevens.
Alrighty, thank you, members of the council, the audience. Wanted to give a brief overview as part of my report on some of the highlights from 2025. specific to kind of the community development and planning world. Just some of the cool things that we got to accomplish. A couple of the big ones that I wanted to highlight are the review and approval of subdivisions and land partitions, resulting in 84 new tentatively approved buildable lots. So that's a good number. Those are not all physically created yet and able to be sold. They're in the tentative phase, a lot of them, as Councilor Cunningham mentioned with Ryan Short's project. But they have tentative approval, which means if they do their steps, they will get the final approval, which is great to see that. As you all remember, the updating of the development code, we did that back in kind of the summer months, I guess, to achieve consistency with state statute and increase opportunity for residential development. 31 newly established businesses in 2025. I'm stealing some of Cindy's thunder, as she's very much involved with those as well. Obviously, you all remember the revamped and more user-friendly website. This is a benefit to really all departments within the city. Planning definitely referred several people to that website. There's a lot of great resources on there. It looks much better than the old one. It is. And so that was a team effort completely. Really happy to see that one come through. And then last but not least, we had approximately 90 planning clearance worksheets for residential construction and commercial construction in 2025. And so a lot of those were new single-family dwellings. A lot of them were smaller house projects. They range all sorts of things. But those are some of the highlights of the previous year that I wanted to give updates on. And then unless there's any questions, I'll jump into some of the things we're looking at for the next couple of months. The first one, and we won't get into great detail because it's a quasi-judicial actionable item, but it's an island annexation process. And I really can't even get a whole lot more specific than that, but it's something that's new for me. I haven't done that one yet, and so we're in conversations with the city attorney just to kind of make sure we're all on the same page for that one.
How many islands do we have?
This specific one is going to be 8 tax lots, and so that's the area we're looking at. As I'm learning, these things typically come in kind of 3-year stints, right? And so this is the next one, right? Beyond that, we've got, as Councilor Cunningham mentioned the economic opportunities analysis. That was a grant that we have received. And basically what that's going to be is a really detailed document similar to the housing needs analysis, but it's essentially for the business side of things. It's for our commercial district. So they will take inventory on the existing businesses, what types of businesses would do statistically the best in an environment, demographics like this. And so it's going to be added as a supplementary document to our comprehensive plan, something that's able to be referenced when
will that take place?
We're in the early stages. Thomas, you probably have a better idea on the timeline of how long something like that may take.
Yeah, the time frame follows the same time frame as our housing needs analysis, and we hope we actually get the same consulting group because 3J Consulting was phenomenal to work with. They were just great. We had weekly, monthly meetings, but typically it takes around the 8 or 9 month range. It's a little bit of a process. This is a document that's required by Oregon statute to be updated within every 10 years. The last time we did one was 92, right? So we're out of compliance in that regard. So DLCD has this pot of money. We applied for it. We got rejected last year. If the council can recall, we tried for this. I tried for this one last year. So we took another swing at it this year, and I think the reason they turned us down last year is that we were just fresh off our HNA, and they had just given us $52,000. Right. This one's $55,000. So we were successful with it, but it'll take a little bit of time. They have to round out a huge process, and you'll have a big supplemental document. It's an analysis that we can use that'll run in concert with URA and Main Street. All of these will collectively work together. More data is always good. We need to know more.
So we're looking at what, September, October?
That's the hope. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. So really excited about that. As being in this role for a little over a year now, I can say with confidence that that's something that's going to be immensely helpful
Yeah.
Just to offer to business owners as a reference.
Exactly.
You
That's
know,
what I was thinking of.
and so I'm personally very excited to have
Good.
something like that
Yeah.
in our quiver. But the only other thing, and this was also mentioned, a lot of these things crossed over with my economic development report, and that's fine, is the final platting of Phase 2 of the Rolling Meadows Estates. That's the Ryan Shore subdivision. 20 lots for this phase now. They are very close. I'm actually really just waiting on them to complete a few of the public works requirements related to, small stuff like a stop sign, and then some sewer caps. Andy wants to see a different material on those. Very minor things like that we're just waiting on. And then a couple of road dedications as well. The road is in for this one, so we're really excited to see that. He's already going on a couple of houses, so really looking forward to getting those invisible property lines actually carved out, and then he'll start building houses and firing them off, and
Yeah, he does. He goes fast.
that'll fund his Phase 3 then. So really close on that one. Yeah, and that is all I have for you. Yeah.
Please, Brandon Sardi.
11 minutes.
Because I'm the talker.
I'm timing him.
Yeah, time start here in the
You
middle.
timed it.
Yeah,
You listen to that.
yeah. I just want to show that I'm not the talker. Well, maybe. Good afternoon, everybody. Council, Mayor.
Start your timer.
Yeah, start with mine. Yeah, 3 minute warning. I just want to give a couple updates. I actually have been trying to reduce my time a little bit to get it down. I had a lot of hours built up as a middle manager, so I'm trying to bring them down. So when I am ready to go, that it's not going to cost the city a fortune to get rid of me, right? So trying to get those hours down. I took a month off for elk hunting. Kind of checked in with my staff. They did really well. Everything worked well. And then took another 2 weeks off for the holidays. So it's kind of weird. You know, the longest I think I took off was 3 weeks for my daughter 24 years ago. So I don't typically take time off. So it was kind of nice.
So how many hours do you still have left?
I think I'm at like 780 hours still.
Oh, why'd you
Yeah, it was
ask
like
him?
1,300 hours, I think, when I started. But again, none of this was when I was chief. This is all when I would get called out as a sergeant or lieutenant. I just never touched it.
Did
So,
you find out they didn't need you?
you know, I'm finding that out a little bit, which is kind of like, wow, this kind of, actually, there's some stuff that need to go through, but we're getting there. I mean, I have faith in my staff, and they kept me informed, and I you know, I'm always working, right?
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yes.
I mean, there were some days I'm
You're
like, why
always
am I even
available.
taking the day off? Like, I've been on the phone 16 times today. Right?
His command staff did a very admirable job when he was out. I just want to say I personally appreciate that. But we did miss you.
They didn't miss me after today. So we had a motor blow up in one of our vehicles. It's going to cost us $12,000. We have to replace it. So it's basically taken my line item. The maintenance line item I have in my patrol operations is $8,000. So I'm going to be $4,000 over, starting when this is completed. So that's going to be way over by the end of the year.
Which car is
Considering we're
this?
at- So one of my 2019s.
2019s?
Yeah.
Chief, is it cost effective to fix it?
It is, yeah. I mean, it's $90,000 to replace a car.
Yeah. Let's fix it.
We don't have it, and I got a 14, an 18, and a 01 vehicle I got to get rid of and replace. So, you know, if it was my personal rig, I would never do it, but it's a vehicle that we use. We don't use it for the value. We use it because we need the rig. So, $12,000 a lot cheaper than 94.
We are rounding out a plan. The chief will tell you himself. I am inundating him with numbers
Yeah.
as of late.
It's been awesome, by the way. I will tell you, it's been way awesome. But
What is the mileage on it? Was
No
it
kidding.
I think we're just under 70,000.
really? And it went up already?
Yeah. So,
70,000 and it already blew up.
yeah.
It's a month.
Yeah, it's frustrating. I mean, again, I'm not a Dodge proponent, and I probably, my next set of vehicles I'm probably going to be looking, they're about $1,500 to $2,000 more that are going to be the Explorers. County, everyone runs them, they're not having any issues with them, and we're starting to have issues again. We're running them, they're aged. This particular car was used more at the school, that's why on a 19 it only has 70,000 on it. But it's been used at the school quite a bit more than the norm, so.
We quit drag racing the dang thing.
That's the school cops. They're retired guys, right? So who knows? So anyway, so I'm getting that worked on, and just so you see that in the budget, you'll see that I'm over 4,000 line on them. I'll be okay at the end of the year. I'll be okay. We'll make it work. So we did Operation Digital Dagger, and I know you guys probably saw that online. It was our online predator capture. We were very successful on it.
Oh, yes, yes.
I had my staff out. They work with Myrtle Creek, because if you guys seen over the years, Myrtle Creek's been doing that for a while. Well, I've been really eager and wanting to get involved in that, and not so much for the political component of it as that I don't want adults going after our kids, right? And our victims were classified as 14 and 15-year-old kids, and we had 6 adults that we took into custody.
Yeah.
And I actually had my staff drive to, well, they went to K Falls, and they went to Medford, they went to Grants Pass, they went to Coos Bay. We got them. We ain't playing around. They're going to jail. So we worked with those agencies, went down there, we picked them up and hauled them to jail. So we had a bunch, and we're having some engagement in our own community. That is my objective and goal, but we're going to take them where they're at. Anywhere in the state, anywhere outside the state, we're going to get them. So, so that being said, we're really focusing some training and online. It's very in-depth investigative work, and there's certain things you can and can't do that make the case good or bad, right? And it's all in how the officers interact with these individuals. And a couple of things that I look at is I look at the health of the officer. Now you got to keep in mind I don't have a detective, so I have my road staff doing this, and they want to do it, but there's a healthy component involved in that too, and that's an officer that's dealing with sexual predator ideas, right, and having to engage in that. And so I'm probably going to maybe do this operation twice a year, maybe. Good. But it's been beneficial. Yeah. I mean, and any that come in we'll deal with, but I want to get them off the road or out of our communities. So this year we had 36 flights on our drones. We deployed on 10 missions. 26 hours were training hours, and kind of what I've been focusing on the officers that have the drones is that when they're doing training hours, let's make it beneficial to the city. And so I instructed my guys when they're doing training up in the air, which they have to have a certain amount of hours, check the buildings, check the roofs of every building in the city, right? Instead of us paying a guy to go up there and do it or having a guy going up there, we can fly those, and we got 4K digital. They're badass drones, all right? They do a lot of cool stuff. That being said, they can check all of the buildings for us, and we'll send those videos to Andy so he can keep an eye on issues with the roofs or whatever. It benefits his department as well. And then any projects. I actually had him fly the project on Joe Allen, the emergency dig. I don't know if we got that to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Patrick
so you
Collins,
guys can see that. I just brought the officer up and said, hey, throw the drone up. Got permission from the property owner that was going through and said, hey, we just want to drone this, and let the council, whoever, see what the dollars are being spent on. Speaking of the drones, so we had 10 missions. One was a DUI crash. We used the infrared. It was up in Sutherland. They had a DUI crash, hit and run, and the suspect was reported drunk. We actually had a Sutherland officer come down to Winston to cover Winston while we sent our drone operator up there. Nice. He put the drone in the air, used the FLIR unit on it, and found the guy hiding in an alley. So that was pretty cool. So we got him. We had a county shooting that we deployed the drone on. So the drone operations that I really, even though they're out in the area, I'm happy we had them because, again, my officers I often consider, all law enforcement in this county, my staff too, because we all are brothers and sisters, right? We actually had the drone go into a facility where a guy was shooting a gun off. We were able to capture where he was at and ended it peacefully. We had a standoff in Myrtle Creek where a guy was going outside shooting his rifle off, being an idiot. We were able to keep officers in a safe position while we used the drone to get a tactical good contact with him. We also had the standoff in Melquot. I don't know if you guys remember that, where the guy was drunk, shoot the gun off, and beat the crap out of his brother, both high and meth. We used our drone on that as well. So we had several different drone usages outside the county, and then we had several that we did within the city of Winston on search warrants. So a lot of the search warrants that we do, depending if they're high risk or not, we're trying. My objective for this city is two things. Is we know the county is going to have issues with their money. We depend on the sheriff's office for their tactical team. I can use the city of Roseburg's team if I need to, but I'm trying to build our team up to where we can do our own if we need to, or team up with their agency, with the people. So I'm sending people to tax school. I'm actually sending Sergeant Miller and Officer Patrick Wright to their tactical school. So it's a SWAT school that they're going to go to. I'm going to send 2 a year to that. We budgeted for that. Okay. That'll give them some tactical experience that they can bring back to the road that benefits the department, but also allows us that if we ever have to do an interagency team which I think is coming. Unfortunately, I think people are going to run out of money, and we're going to have to coordinate together, all the agencies. And Sutherland's currently doing that. Myrtle Creek has not done that yet. Roseburg has a team, and County has a team. But we're running into financial issues, and we need to make sure that we protect our people and that they're trained right if we're going to send them in those scenarios. So my plan is to get them up to speed on that. I'm also sending 2 officers to Spokane, Washington for the conference for negotiator. So we have 2 officers right now. I've really pushed the training in this department to get the officers up to speed. 3 of my officers that came from the city of Roseburg cannot believe the training I'm sending them to. And like, we never got this at Roseburg. I'm like, well, you're getting it here. And I think it's very important for our community, for mentally ill folks, having the negotiators is a 10 to talk them out of whatever it is that they're involved in. So, you know, officers are not trained to deal with the mentally illness like what people think. We get kind of thrown to the wolves on whatever no one wants, we deal with, right? And when it goes bad, we all have black eyes. I don't want that. And so if I can get the training to the staff that we can do, and I'm trying, we're going to do that. And so I'll have 2 negotiators that are going to be part of this tactical unit as well. So I'm slowly building it, is what I'm doing. It's going to take years to do, but I'm slowly building it because there is a cost to it. But it's a slow build, and it's continuing
Didn't
to
you just
train.
have that incident happen over off of T Street?
We did. We had one at the co-op, yeah. And actually, that was an eye-opener. That's where I decided we need to get drones because it was a no-brainer. I mean, we were using that drone. I was able to watch, make decisions on staff going in to talk to this guy. This guy was talking about blowing us up. And we found out he's from Grants Pass. He's a whack job. He was on a munitions team in the service. So he was fully capable, right, of doing what he was saying he was going to do. And so we used the drone and put it right in the windshield, and we're able to see his hands. We're able to get our guys up there as we're watching the hands, telling them to deploy, break the glass, deploy the gas. He didn't even know what was happening, and we had him in custody, and that was all because of the drone. Instead of just kind of guessing, well, we think we see his hands, go ahead and move in. No, now we have protection of our staff to go in there and do that. So it's a 10, yeah. Anyways, we also use a drone to help Cow Creek out, searching for a body in the river on a missing subject that happened a couple months ago, at the beginning of the year. And then the rest of them were search warrants for our own stuff for the drones. The Optimist Club will be doing the Respect for Law Enforcement banquet. I always like that event. That's fun to do. That's going to be on the 20th of February.
Okay.
Anyone that wants to attend, the PD will pick up the officers and council. And then I don't know if the manager.
That's the Officer of the Year banquet.
Yeah.
So I think you and your husband went like Councilor Cunningham is
It's
usually
a fun
the
event. We're trying to
president.
shorten it up a little bit. I mean, typically it's me and the sheriff going back and forth with each other just because I've known him for years. But so that'll be a fun event that we'll be doing. I just put it out today for people that want to pick an Officer of the Year. So our code enforcement next council meeting is going to be given an update, basically the year activities, what he's been doing. If you guys have any questions for him, I prefer getting an email so he can answer them when he's here.
Yes,
So if you have questions that you'd like him to at least know or something that you're looking at, please either email me, we'll get him, or email the boss, and we'll get him to Thomas to do that. He's going to give a quick report. How many minutes? You didn't even.
Cindy was supposed to, Cindy was starting the timer.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I'm trying
been
to-
12 minutes.
12 minutes, I'm a minute. Okay, whatever. Okay, so the evidence building.
Is it done?
So, no, not yet. We're getting close. So I talked to the contractor today. He's wanting to do a final on it in 2 weeks. So we're getting really close, and it's getting pretty exciting. So I'm really excited. I mean, I'm excited for us, but I'm also excited for the city because, like City Hall, you know, I don't really want to give out where we have our evidence, but this is going to basically complete our accreditation. So I'm trying to make the department accredited, state accredited. It's very difficult. It's a big task. It takes like a year to do. It's a big process that you go through. To do that shows the community that the law enforcement agency in your community is living up to the proper standards set by the state of Oregon. So, and they check on us. They check yearly. We actually pay for them to come down and say, hey, it's not an audit of how I'm doing, it's an audit of how the operation is happening. So if I'm complying with all the evidence components, the laws, the reports, the everything. So they go through it, they check it, they make sure that we're on target, and when we are, you get basically a plaque. I'll be awarded the plaque probably in Pendleton at the Chiefs Conference this year, hopefully, if we get it done. We have 40 more things to do. I assigned the lieutenant to do it, so he's been working on it, and now we got the evidence component. So.
Mayor, what he means by city hall is we have no storage, and it's
Oh,
a little inconsiderate.
Yeah,
I would love to arrange a site visit when it's done
Yeah.
for the council to just take a look and go through. There's a lot of sweat, blood, and tears that went into this one.
Yeah.
The council's been involved, the URA board, but also our PD has really been on the ground level on this, and we're really excited
Well,
about
it's
it.
our last component to the accreditation. The Scott always wanted it. The chief always wanted it prior, and we couldn't get there because we had stuff scattered from City Hall to here to everywhere, right? And we didn't comply, but we're there now. So, well, we'll be there when we move. But we'll be there, believe me, we're gonna be
It'll
moving.
happen this year.
I already talked to Andy, I want that front end loader. So, we're moving, so, one day.
You all are us.
Okay, so got that. And then the last thing is next week, on Tuesday, the sergeant and myself will be going to the ELEX conference, which is the Joint Chiefs and Sheriffs Conference at the Seaside at the Convention Center.
Why do you guys always have your convention
I hate it
in
there.
Seaside?
I absolutely hate it.
What is the deal?
So not only did we ask for a Southern Oregon conference, they moved the one in Bend to Pendleton. So now all the chiefs drive to Seaside, and the sheriffs, because that's our joint meeting. So, and that's basically our state lobbyist coming in. He tells us all the good and bad stuff that's happening in Salem. He'll get endorsements from chiefs and sheriffs to push certain agendas or laws or whatever. And so we'll be signed up on doing different things. It's basically all committee stuff.
Again.
What's that?
ODOT does them there. Every
Yeah,
state
everyone does them there.
agency does them in Seaside.
Yeah.
I can't believe you
Well, the
guys-
convention center's awesome. I've always wanted one here. I'm like, Douglas County, where we got one?
We're
A convention center would be awesome, but again, I'm not one of those guys. So, and then the conference in Pendleton is the Chiefs conference, and that one is all the chiefs get together with their administrative brass.
yeah, actually all the chiefs, all of them.
Almost
drive
all
to
of them, yeah,
Pendleton.
yeah. And typically, we might miss one or two, but yeah, we do a big photo op and then dinner thing, and then it's a good camaraderie and teamwork and building. You know, I exchange coins. Like I bring a pocket load of coins, and I walk around and exchange coins with all the chiefs. So. Yeah, so, and get to know them, just get to know them, and we have a good interaction through our OACP website. We're all connected. So anything that comes down, if there's anything, the latest and greatest, or some criminal case comes down, or whatever happens in the state, I know about it within
Good.
20 minutes. Yeah. So,
Right on. Thank you
all right.
very much. Glad you're back.
19 minutes.
19 minutes.
I'm
I
kidding.
said 20.
Administration, Thomas McIntosh, please.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council. Good evening, members of the audience, and Happy New Year to everyone. Hope everyone had a great holiday, a nice break. Just a couple things for you. I want to chat briefly on scheduling. We've got a holiday this month that falls on your second meeting date, which is January 19th. Also, we have a very hard...
What is that?
It's a Martin Luther King Jr. Day. But in addition to that, it's always hard to foster an audience on that date because it's usually the annual national championship day for college football. So our crowd tends to be a little thin, and maybe even some members of council. So typically we do it the next day. That would be January 20th, Tuesday. And so just wanted to discuss that briefly. As of now, there's no rush on this, but an upcoming agenda item, we'll talk about it later, is the agreement through Business Oregon for a $947,000 grant. The reason there's no rush, it would have been on your agenda this evening, but the city attorney is still kicking it around, offering some suggestions to us. But we're not going to be able to do the project until next fiscal year. So we will budget a revenue source in concert with that grant and a correlating expenditure. So there's no reason to push it through too quickly, but that is one that could potentially be on that agenda. And it's a significant one because it's $1 million. It's a lot of money, right, for a sewer project. So just want to gauge your interest on doing that Tuesday night. I know we have a couple folks that work on the council. So doing that meeting, we can have it at the regular time.
Oh, yes. You just gotta get wonderful.
Is there a consensus 7 p.m. on the 20th?
Yeah.
All right. And then these workshops, the workshop that we're contemplating doing on January 12th, which is next Monday, it's an off-cycle meeting. I'm very excited about it. Talk about the existing grant platforms that we have in force, which there's a lot of progress on that. And I do want to put, good evening, Shannon.
Bye, Shannon.
Hi, Shannon.
We had the Small Cities LOC, which is the League of Oregon Cities, meeting in Canyonville. And it was very informative. Myself, the mayor, Councilor Cunningham went. And in terms of what we shared and the monies we're getting, I think that our city was the more impressive city in the room. I really do. Not that we're comparing, but one of the things that we gleaned from that is Energy Trust of Oregon was there. There was a CIS member there. And we want to really take stock of what are the grants that are out there that make sense for us? What are the ones that we want to go after? The technical assistance one are always funded 100%. But if it's a physical grant that causes physical work, it typically always requires a match. So the city has to put 20% or 40% in, which means we have to budget for something. So going for every grant is just not, economically viable for us. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to have a slideshow ready for you. Is that one we want to do at 7 p.m. as well? All right, I'm getting a lot of head nods. Next Monday at 7 p.m. January.
Next Monday. Can we do it earlier?
How's the council feel on that?
6:30?
6?
Around 12.
Yep.
I can do 6, yeah.
6?
Yeah.
Can you?
That works for me.
No?
No,
No, he.
Sorry.
It'd be tough for me too.
Yeah.
6:30?
6:30,
Then 6:30 is okay.
Okay, 6:30 then.
Cindy, you got that?
Okay, here?
January 12th.
Yes, here.
City Hall.
We will put the projector down and we will try to acclimate to that and its discoloration and get through our slideshow. I have a few slides for you. Nothing too prolific.
Could we make sure that gets on the website?
Indeed.
And
Just
maybe
gonna say,
on the marquee, so we can get as many people, citizens here as we possibly can.
Okay.
Okay,
And the reason for that is logical, because they may have some good input.
6:30. Oh, I'm not
so
saying
it might
not,
not
I
be
just,
print this week,
again,
but
get up at 4 o'clock.
in the marquees.
I do too, but it's not going
It's
to work.
really not usable.
Do you have something? Our city recorder has something to add to this. Go ahead, Cindy.
Okay, sorry. So I will notice this meeting first thing in the morning, so it might not make the print of the news review, but it should get onto the online versions. The
Okay.
marquee is down, I think, for the count until we, because of a software issue, it's very
Update.
old.
Yeah.
And for it to be updated, and I am getting information from the IT guy on replacement of that, and that we can bring to you.
We're trying to get a quote, but our IT department is recommending a full replace. It's 20 years old.
It
A
is.
full replacement of the reader board instead of. So it's challenging. He tried to, because it's on the laptop, the software's on the laptop. He tried to convert it over, and it's just.
Wasn't
It's a
that
mess.
donated by
Out of
Wake
it.
Up? Wasn't that donated by Wake Up?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes. That's why I'm probably 30 years
20
old.
Yeah.
So the software, and then I try to continue to use what we have and how we've been doing it, which has already been, you ever rubbed the hoodie or the dash of your car for being good? That kind of
Genie rub.
rubbed a little. Yeah, so anyways.
One more item of business for you. As you know, there was a bill that was being entertained, and it passed through the House this last session, and it has to do with changing the transient room tax and how cities are allowed to use it. And it was really beneficial, and our city, in a roundly fashion, was in support of it. Previous councils were in support of it. Right now, the transient room tax is set up in such a way that 70% of it has to be used for tourism promotion. You market tourism 50 miles away or facilitate an overnight stay. 30% can be used for at your discretion. So for helping events in the community, but it can be used at your discretion. One of the things that they glean from the cities, especially coastal cities. What happens is, hey, we have a population of 8,000 in the winter, but it swells up to 20, 25,000 in the summer in different months, which beats up on our infrastructure and all of city services. So what the bill would do was it would change that 70-30 to a 60-40, 60% being full discretionary, and it would open it up to where it can be, all of it could be used for infrastructure, for sewer, for water, all of those things. So it puts the decision in your local legislators' hand, in your hands. And rightfully so, because you know the needs here in the community better than state legislators do. So that's one. It failed in the Senate. It did not pass this legislative session, and just by a hair. So the LOC is reaching out, and they're trying to make a bigger push. They're going to put it back on in this session, and they're going to label it 3962A. It was 3962 before. And they're asking for us to do a number of things, sign a petition.
Sign a petition, get them out.
Is this going to be on the short session coming up, or is it going to be on the next?
It's going to be on both. It's going to be introduced in their executive element, and then the whole bill is going. They didn't change much. They renamed it, and they have a few elements provisionally that they changed, but the nuts and bolts of it are essentially the same. So it just needs a better push, and it would be great for that line item. So just wanted to make the council aware of that. That's all I have in my report. Happy to take any questions.
I just got a couple of real quick questions here. Where do we stand on the master plan update for the parks? It seems like that should be looked at shortly. And the other one is, do we need an update or revision of the emergency plan for the city? Because that's a very important part of public safety.
So in regards to the first one, we don't have a public works representative here. I think they would know more. They're liaison to the park board. So far as I know, right now the park board has not made any progress on that. They're going to need to get a grant for technical service, the same one we got for the EOA. Some of the same organizations will fund plans like that. My guess would be Oregon Parks and Rec or OPRD. So I don't think that there's been any progress, but I'll check in on that. On the other one, the Natural Hazard Mitigation Plan is coming up on its 3-year deadline. So that's a county plan that includes all 12 incorporated cities in Douglas County. So we review it. We review their updated version. They do it. We have an element in there, and then it's adopted at the local level too. So we're coming right up on that a few months, I think.
Okay.
Around May, I think.
And then just for the edification of the audience, as of December 1st, we've had additional people paying on the sewer rates. Would you mind just giving a quick update on that? Because it's beneficial to the population here in the city.
Just broad strokes on this. Thank you, Counselor. We had a flood event take place March 18th. It was a real gut check. And a lot of 3 of our RV parks are in the floodplain. A lot of their tenants were not able to remove their units that's required in the city. So we went through provisional efforts, if you will. Some things stuck, some things didn't. But what we did end up doing after doing a deep dive and studying the situation, all of the parks are on a commercial sewer rate. In other words, all of you just pay $75. You pay a flat rate for residential. You don't pay based on flow. For commercial properties, we pull their water report for the whole last year. We average it, and that's what we charge them every month the following year. So it's based on water usage, because your house, you know who lives there. A commercial operation, people come and go all day long. So the water flow is different. What we did was we recognized the fact that our RV parks are all long-term residential. They have people there staying all year long. So we switched them from commercial users to, if there's 55 spaces, 55 residential users. And that has now reflected a more realistic version of what's taking place in terms of our population in the city. That is that.
Correct, because what it does is that the citizens that have stick-built homes or whatnot, we're actually subsidizing the people that were in the RV parks. And the part that they said, well, we don't use as much water. Well, if you got 2 people in a house and you got 2 people in a trailer, it's going to be relatively the same. So basically, you are no longer subsidizing that, and it increases the amount of money coming into the sewer fund, which can have a positive impact, possibly, on not increasing or having a less increase of your sewer rates.
As it stands, there won't be an increase this year, and it was supposed to be $5 more.
Okay.
So this is a very positive thing.
But I thought that you should all be aware of that. Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay, old business. None. New business. New business licenses, we have Superior Sewing Service by Larry Reeves and Troy Byron Photography by Troy Byron. Do I have a motion to accept these licenses?
I so moved.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. State Council workshop for January 12th on grant opportunities. We just did that. Thank you very much. 6:30 on the 12th. Resolution number 26-1213, Douglas County IGA Leachate 6th Extension. Read by title only. Cindy Sardi.
Thank you, Mayor, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Resolution number 26-1213, a resolution of the City of Winston, Oregon City Council authorizing the city manager to enter into the 6th extension of the Douglas County Leachate Agreement number 3000175.
Staff report. Thomas.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council, members of the audience. Just very briefly, this is your 6th extension. We've had this agreement going for, this will be the 6th year with Douglas County. Douglas County owns the transfer site. So leachate is a buzzword, so I'll explain what that is. The transfer site is your garbage. It's all of our garbage. It rains out there. The rain commingles with the garbage, and it has to be collected. It's garbage water. Leachate is garbage water. It has to be collected, has to be trucked to the plant, and it has to be treated. Well, it's our plant. We own half of it with Green. So we have to have an agreement. The agreement is pay us $850 per month for chemicals, the purchasing of chemicals, and 2 cents per gallon. That gets us about $115,000 a year for our cut. Green, it's a little more than $200,000 for the whole thing. Half goes to Green because we split the cost and the revenues with the plant. So this is the 6th extension. One thing I do want to mention, we have not had this in our sewer revenues. We have not showed it until we're balancing at the end of the year. That's something that I'm going to be proposing to change. One of the reasons it didn't go in there is we never know when the county's going to pull the plug because they built their own minor plant. But they're still having to truck the same amount to us. And when it rains, when we have really big rain events, you get a lot of leachate that's trucked out there, and it's high levels of ammonia. I'm talking your regular wastewater is in the 180 range. The ammonia levels for leachate, because of what it is clear up into the 400 range. It's really high level. So we can't do a direct discharge into the plant. It's a biological process. It'll kill all our bugs because it's so overwhelming. So it has to be incremental discharge into. So there's an extra process our plant staff have to deal with on this. So there's additional ramifications, but I do think factoring it in as a revenue source, that will be something else that the citizens can see, that they deserve to see.
Bringing up the little bug problem, did they ever find out where the diesel dump was from?
They didn't. They narrowed it down to a certain area in Green, popping manholes, trying to smell, doing testing, but to my knowledge, they didn't.
Has it happened again since?
No,
Okay.
If that happens again, we're going to work that case. It's our plant. We'll take care of it.
Good.
Yeah.
Just a quick question, is the rate that's being charged now, did that take into account for inflation or cost of operation?
It's been the same rate the entire time. It hasn't changed.
And how come it hasn't changed to make the adjustment to current expenses?
So negotiations can be facilitated with Green or with the county if that's necessary. We've talked about that in the past because they were building this plant and we were thinking maybe there was going to be a less discharge, but we became reliant on those revenues. We need those revenues. So that's certainly a conversation that can take place. Do I think they'll necessarily make any modifications? Well, I would think they would consider it because they have to bring it somewhere. It would cost them 5 times as much to take it up to Portland or somewhere in a longer geographic area.
Go ahead.
Would it not be wise to seek an increase because of the cost of operation?
Does the council want to table this pending that discussion? It did expire, so we can you can consider approving, and we can enter that discussion, and that rectification could be forthcoming, but depends on how you want to approach it.
Well, if we did table it, the existing contract, even though it expired, the rate would still be the same until the adjustment is made, if there is going to be an adjustment. Is that correct?
Correct. I do think it's a good idea to at least approach them with, I would say that the county, the mayor and I had a discussion on this regard.
We just did have a discussion about the county today. They already owe us $72,000 from 2 years ago.
Be 2 years, yeah.
2 years ago. 2 years ago. That we're still waiting for someday when they get the money to pay us. So now we're going to ask if they're going to pay us more money.
Well, the point of that, the whole
think
point
that's
of it is
exact
that
zero.
they may not have much choice
They may not have much choice.
except to enter that into negotiation, because they have to take that leachate someplace.
If you knew how much they paid to ship it to Boardman and Portland, they can afford it. They can afford it, and it's
It'd be-
rough on your equipment.
It'd be a lot more expensive to ship it up there, yes.
I think they did that when the plant was dead.
Yes.
They sent it up there.
They multiple loads at hundreds of thousands of dollars, and those people that
So-
don't getting paid.
When they killed our bugs before,
They killed it.
they killed it.
Yeah.
And they did have to ship it someplace else. And I've asked about this every year since then, but we've always wondered if they're going to have their facility ready and they're going
That's-
to pull everything away from it.
Exactly. That's what I'm.
But it's never.
They're
never
working-
come to-
Yeah, well, they're working on a DEQ permit to do direct discharge into the river.
Right.
So that's what they're working on, and I don't think that that'll be forthcoming. What the
They
reason
want
why
direct dump
Yes.
leak
Yes.
after
No,
treated,
no oversight.
after treating.
after complete treatment to where
No
it would
oversight.
it would be cleaner than the river would at that point.
Okay.
It's a biological process too,
Yeah.
with aeration basins and those types of things. So that's what they're working on with DEQ. I don't think they'll get their permit for a few years, so they are going to be dependent on. That's what Chris tells me anyway. I think he could give this this discussion more volition. But it's been status quo. It has been in terms of the rate.
So can Chris be here next?
The 20th. He's always here in the second meeting. Yes.
Okay, so can we discuss this with him?
All in favor to table it, or
Money up.
Okay.
that gives us time to approach Green before your next meeting and in the county.
And
Yeah.
get a feeling from Green on how they feel about that too.
Mhm.
Because, bad way of saying it, we hold the cards.
Yeah,
The only thing
not with
is,
the county.
I remember when we had the meeting with the county after they killed our bugs, they would say, we didn't get much done there.
No.
They were very
And-
adamant that they were not gonna help us out.
They're not, yeah, and they're not big on helping anybody.
I would
Well, that's
just, I would just caveat that to the 911 funds in our dispatch center. We pay, I can have an officer and a half for what we pay dispatch to dispatcher officers, so. And the jail costs and all that are going up, everything's going up.
Everything's
So,
going
I mean, yeah, you have the leverage. I watched that meeting last time it happened. It was not a good meeting with Mark. So, but that being said, yeah, you have the leverage. I know what they're gonna do. They're gonna just send it back to us.
Yeah, they'll figure out a way to give it back to us.
Both Green, Chris to the Green board, but also Winston to the council. We do an initial approach, but I think it's an excellent idea to look at trying to get an increase and compensate for not just inflation, but this is the 6th year, and none of the rates have
Tax on that 72,000 too. Yeah, exactly. Penalties. Okay, sorry about that. Comments from the audience. Go on here.
You don't need a motion to table it.
Not yet. Now, council action. A motion? Oh, we tabled it. Never mind.
Do we need a motion to table it?
Do it.
It might be good to get it on the record.
Yes, please.
I make a motion that we table this for the time.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, tabled. I get ahead of myself sometimes. Okay. Do I have anything else, Thomas, in this?
Yes.
Oh, yes, an adjustment to the agenda. Mr. Schneider's application.
Yes. City of Winston Citizen Involvement Application for Appointment, Michael Schneider. Do we need to, we need a motion to accept? Welcome to the board.
Thank you.
He needs to find out which one he wants to do.
Right. Yeah. So as
They can do both.
typically for this, there would be, Mr. Schneider's here, Mayor, so typically there would be just a nominal discussion. We only have vacancies on two, that's Traffic and Public Safety and Economic Development Committee, also our Budget Committee. So since he checked all of them,
Yeah.
you may want to do a Q&A with him to narrow that down.
Come on, sir. Welcome to Winston.
Thank
Who are you?
I'm sorry.
Who are you? Where do you live? Where are you?
622 Southeast Parkway Drive.
Sir, perfect. You, like you said, you have 17 years in the city of Needles, California.
Yeah, I was
Public
on the
Works.
Public Utilities Board. They ran their own electric, water, sewer, and I was on the Board of Public Utilities that we kind of had oversight over the operations and budgets.
So you would be really good on a budget committee.
Mr. McIntosh mentioned that as well. So, I mean, that's why I checked all the boxes. I mean, I know small towns, the city of Needles is exactly the same size population-wise as Winston is. So I know the struggles that small towns go through. I just,
What are you most interested in?
Yeah.
well, I mean, I've gone over to the Winston-Dillard Water District as well because of my background in that. But I mean, really, I mean, I do my homework, I research stuff, so I just want to make my, you know.
You want to help.
Yeah, I don't, you know, whether it's park board, I really,
Yeah.
you know, I have interest in all. I mean, I walk my dog around the park every day, and, you know, economic development, of course, because, you know, if we don't have economic development, we don't have anything. So, you know, and, you know, traffic safety, that is of a concern, should be to all citizens. So, I mean, really, it's just, I know several boards are full. I know there's some openings, and
So we have budget, economic development, and traffic and safety?
Do we have Traffic and Public Safety position open on?
Terry, I think that's a full board,
I
isn't
thought
it?
it was a full board.
It has been full, but there were two that had terms expiring December 31st. And I saw Susan's application was admitted, but I don't know if Frank Peach
Okay.
submitted submitted application. He was the other board member that his term was up December 31st.
Gotcha.
I think we
Okay.
talked about it, but I don't.
So how do you feel about being on our budget committee?
that would work
And
as
then we
well.
can put you on our economic committee too.
Yeah, I mean,
And then-
when I read the city charter and about, you know, you only serve on one board, there's some exceptions. So that's why I just kind of threw it out there. Where is the need? And I'm willing to serve
Yeah.
and help anywhere I can.
The budget committee basically meets, I'm going to say once a year
Right,
roughly,
yeah.
right? And the
For several
traffic
months.
safety is quarterly,
We do quarter,
and economic development is monthly, and it's at noon. So, anyway, I just thought that you might like to know that too. Any other special projects or something that might come up that you might be interested in helping with? I mean, we don't know of anything right now.
Like I said, I'm retired and I need something to fill my time.
Yeah, no, I know
Yeah.
exactly. I need something to do and get involved with.
Mayor,
Yeah.
If I-
Economic development, I mean,
Yeah.
I interviewed with Mr. McIntosh in November, December, and, you know,
I remember when you came in.
Yeah, so- seemed like economic development would be, you know, a good starting place,
Okay.
and we'll go from there. And the budget committee, I guess that's
Please.
annual.
That was going to be our recommendation. I had a very pleasant conversation with Mr. Schneider. He brings a very robust tenure and experience, and I think that those two could be very augmented with his
I think
participation.
it'd be very, very profitable for our community. for you to be on both of them, which you can.
Or my wife and I are looking to volunteer at the library too, so.
That's open too. We'll let you do whatever you need. We need new blood, so welcome to the community.
Thank you.
And we look forward to working with you.
Same with you.
All right. Do I need to do anything?
A motion for an appointment for,
I need an motion for an appointment for Mr. Snyder to the Budget Committee and Economic Development.
I make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Snyder.
you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Yes.
All right.
congrats.
That's wonderful. Do you have any family that would just move up here? Okay, upcoming agenda items, Business Oregon Agreement.
The 2 bullet points are the same, and we discussed it earlier. It's our $1 million grant.
Okay, so, we're, okay. Yeah, grant funding for Highway 42 sewer project. Non-agenda items from the council.
Got vacation on February 2nd, so I will not be attending that.
Vacation?
Must need a
Just to take you.
Vacation. You get that?
February
What you
2nd.
might be interested in, we have a thing
Thank you.
called the Spider.
That's the first one.
And all you have to do is call into the Spider, and then when you're on vacation, you can still attend the council meeting.
I
Yeah,
will be predisposed.
I mean, I've done it all the way from Alaska.
You're older than he is.
Much.
I'm not sure if we have.
Okay, February 2nd, Mr. Wiggins will be gone. I have to tell you about a city in Oregon that was short on money. This was on the news tonight, if anybody watched the news. Is it Lakeview? Yeah, Lakeview.
Lake,
Side? Lakeview, one by County Falls. Lakeview. Lakeview.
Lakeview. Yeah.
Okay, they had a lot of snow, lots of snow. And they had a really hard time getting the snow removed. And they didn't want to have to raise the taxes on the citizens to be able to afford this. So somebody came up with the idea to take 12 volunteers from the city, Public Works, Fire Department, city staff, library, whomever wanted to volunteer, and make a very respectable nude calendar. Seriously. They not only got the 12 volunteers, they charged $25 a piece for these calendars, and they have raised $13,000.
Oh, I'll post.
Huh? Oh, yeah. To put into the city coffers to help with the budget for snow removal for this winter. Yeah, no.
Very creative.
But that's thinking outside the box. Yeah, it worked. Okay. That was just on. That was on the news just before I left the house. Check copies in your packets and claims in excess of $500. Announcements, Chamber of Commerce monthly board meeting January 8th, 6 p.m. City Hall. Park Board January 13th at 4 p.m. City Hall. Economic Development January 14th at noon City Hall. Friends of Winston Library will not meet in January. Planning Commission January 14th at 7 p.m. City Hall. Urban Renewal Agency January 15th at 5:30 City Hall. Safety, what is yours? Yes, it's January 12th at 7 p.m. at the Police Department. And the city will be closed January 19th, Martin Luther King Day. Tuesday, January 20th, City Council meeting, 7 p.m. Is there anything else? All right.
Yes.
Oh,
There is a 5-minute executive session. Only myself remain under ORS 192.6602G to review a existing employee's performance.
thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very, very much. Have a blessed evening.
So short, 14 for the
Yeah. Second Wednesday. Is that the second Wednesday?
Oh, good.
Yes.
And that's at
That's
noon.
noon here. Thank you. Congratulations. Thanks for helping out.
And I wrote a lot of it.
Yeah, no,
Break for executive session at 8:27.